Everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. I promise you I will get back to doing some live recorded longer videos. Just things have been a little bit busy recently. So anyway, I am creating in the square white uniquely creative journal from Natalie May Scrapbooking. I've nearly finished another journal. Honestly, I just can't stop working in these. I love them so much. I, as you know, love to make altered pages. So here I've taken a page out of the book and I'm just attaching it to the top of my page. The tape that I'm using is Art by Marlene stencil tape. So I'm just popping a bit of that at the top, a little bit of glue underneath just to help that stay put as well. Then I am using, this is one of my favourite colours from Dina's recent release. This is Watery. It's a beautiful, beautiful blue, and it works really nicely as a background colour. Works really nicely with pretty much any colour. So I'm just popping some of this straight on my page. There is no gesso on my page. I'm just going straight on with my paint. The stencil that you can see on my desk is one that I designed for Natalie May Scrapbooking, and this one's called Lee's Pride. It's a kind of mandala sort of stencil. And here I'm just working out where I want to put this on my page. I'm going to use lots of bright colours and get that looking really colourful. I'm using a bit of stencil tape to attach the stencil to my page because I want to be using different colours. I want to have my hands a bit freer so I can kind of work a bit more easily. This is an easier way to keep your stencil where you want it to be. Just pop a little bit of stencil tape down. I did take some of the sticky off by popping the tape onto my jeans before I stuck it onto my page. And then I'm starting off with some purples and some dark colours in the centre of my page, using quite small makeup sponges to add the colour. I've cut them in half just to make it a little bit easier. So as you can see, these colours are going to go round in a kind of rainbow idea, no surprises there. So I'll just give you a little run through of the colours that I think I've used. So blackberry and iris, then this is magenta, and then I'm pretty sure next I use turquoise or sky, one of the two. But you can see these colours are working really nicely on that light blue watery background. So I think if you're looking for a nice neutral background colour, this is a really good one that isn't going to be too distracting, particularly for doing a page like this where you want to use the whole stencil and go in with lots of colour and make the actual stencil your focal point. This surprisingly is minty that I'm using next. This is a really pretty green. It was one that Dina released recently with the new paler shades with the watery, the papaya, taffy, lavender and sunshine. This one is sunshine that I'm using here. And you can see these colours are really nicely working together. They are creating a much softer rainbow. And this is papaya. I'm pretty sure that the one I go in with last is rouge, which is more of a pinky red than you would imagine. It's a really pretty colour. These colours work really nicely, and I'm always looking for ways that I can add those rainbow colours into my journal pages, but not always be using the same combination. So, and starting with the purple in the middle means that I've then built out to the rainbow start right at the edges. And I always love how pretty my stencil is at the end as well when I take it off. So here I'm just adding some little dots of colour at the bottom of the page. I kind of want this design to sort of fade off my page like it's falling off. So I'm just using up leftover colours that are on my little paint palette and going in and just adding one or two circles, as you can see. Not many, really, just a few here and there. And then I'm going to give that a really good dry. So quite often when I'm working on a page like this, I've got a bit of a basic idea of how I want this to work. So here I'm thinking the top of this page would work really nicely as a cutout. And you can see there's a shape that I'm now going to draw that I am echoing from the stencil, and it's almost like a bud shape of a flower. Gosh, it's windy today. Wow. The chairs are blowing around the garden. It's so gusty. And here I'm just drawing that shape on the top of my page, and I'm going to create like a little cutout element at the top of my page, and that is going to reflect the patterns that are in the stencil. It's going to be a bit clearer to see once I've cut them out. So because this is going to be at the top of the page, I can initially go in with scissors, craft knife, perfectly fine. But I found it easier just to go in and cut with scissors to start off with. And then, of course, the cutout elements that I'm going to add on as well, I'm going to go in with my craft knife. So of course you can see, sorry about my head, by the way, it keeps popping into the camera. Honestly, it's because I'm concentrating and leaning forward. My eyesight's not the best, but with my reading glasses on, it's not too bad. But then when I'm doing things like this, I do tend to end up leaning in a little bit. Anyway, TMI. So I didn't initially intend to do cutouts in the middle of the page, but it kind of happened, and I really like how it echoes that pattern at the top. I've only done small ones just to pull that cutout element down my page a little bit, and now I'm just spending a bit of time outlining the patterns. I'm using a black gel pen. I'm not going to be going in with any water now, so it doesn't really matter whether this is one that's waterproof or not. I am just outlining, and then once I'd gone round and outlined enough, and I tended to go round with a couple of lines so it looked more loose, I'm just going to use some Life of Colour paint pens. These are just acrylic paint pens, to add some more colour onto the page. I find this whole process really, really relaxing. So I've gone in with lots and lots of colours, and now I'm going to add some words at the bottom of my page. I am using a black paint pen from Artex. I grabbed these off Amazon. They're not expensive and they work really, really nicely. One of the things I really like about these is the brush tip end. You can do really lovely lettering with it. And also, if you use it over black paint, it will show up, so you can create designs on top of like a matte black. There's the finished page, really colourful. I love how the cutout elements worked at the top. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this content so that you can be notified when I upload more videos. And I hope to see you again soon.